I've often asked a fellow MFD distributor, who is your target segment? And whenever he says the whole world, I'm always disappointed. Because if you don't know your customer and everybody is your customer, then nobody is your customer. Right? And that's where the next speaker is going to give us great inputs. The next talk is called Segmentation, the Secret Sauce to Success. Who is really your customer? Is your customer a segment of the market, and can you deep dive into that segment and offer services? That's what he's going to talk about. And to do that, we have another fellow MFD, Tumma Balraj, joining us. Tumma Balraj is a CFP from Hyderabad, regular columnist, speaker. Over the last 15 years, he has been in the public image. He has done interviews and shows for Enadu and television programs for TV5 in Hyderabad. A very popular person in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Tumma Balraj is going to give us great insights about how we can all identify the segment to which we can approach our services and be far more successful than what we are doing today. Over to you, Tumma Balraj.
Yeah, happy evening, friends. Today I'm going to talk about segmentation, secret sauce to success. So in our profession, the most important aspect to be successful is to keep continuing to add new clients. And it is only possible to have through proper prospecting. And prospecting is nothing but trying to find new people and making them our clients. So the most important aspect is we need to find a segment which we are comfortable with and which we can cater to their requirements. So segmentation can be like doctors whom I deal with on a regular basis. It could be architects, it could be lawyers, it could be business people, it could be trade unions, it could be anything. It could be army people, it could be public sector companies, it could be anything. So we need to find a proper segment for us, which we are comfortable with, and accordingly do prospecting with them. And it is very, very important that whomever we are selecting as a segment, we understand their needs and their pain points. So it is very, very important that we understand their pain points. People take decisions and people take actions in two cases, when there is pain and when there is gain. Most importantly, people do take actions and decisions to avoid pain. So it is very, very important for us to know what their pain points are when it comes to their needs and requirements, and address those pain points and understand their pain points and provide solutions to that. And at the same time, by coming to us, or how we can help them gain by doing proper planning, or help them by investing in a proper basis. And how do you attract people and to listen to you? The most important aspect is whenever we want to address people, we need to, the most important way it can be done is through investor awareness programs or education programs. So the first and foremost, what we can do is create a nice invitation card. And what are the topics which will be covered in the invitation card, and send that invitation to attend the program. So the invitation card should be very, very attractive. It should help them to come and attend the program, and it should create an interest what they are going to gain, and how they can avoid the pain points, and what can they know about the pain points by attending the program. It is very, very important that you create a nice invitation card and send that invitation to whichever segment you want to address. And during the program, it is very, very important that the content is the key. So whatever content we are going to deliver, it should be captivating. It should be very, very interesting, and it should address the pain points. Most importantly, what kind of mistakes they do, that particular segment what we are addressing, what kind of mistakes they do, and what solutions they can have coming to us. Basically, I'm talking about financial mistakes. So we should be able to tell them, these are the financial mistakes, or these are the pain points you have, and by coming to us, these are the solutions what you can get. And the presentation should be like a movie. It should have all kind of emotions. It should have happiness, it should have fear, it should have pain, and at the end of the day, it should have a happy ending. So the content is very, very key. The content should be in captivity. So once the presentation is done, we also need to be an expert in providing solutions to them, to that particular segment. So we need to put in proper research and proper understanding about the requirements, and we should be able to provide solutions to them. So whatever it takes, be an expert in that particular segment. Like I deal with doctors. So I have been dealing with them from quite some years now. I understand their pain points, their requirements, what kind of mistakes they do, and I provide solutions to them. How can they avoid the pain? How can they avoid the pain points, and how they can significantly benefit by doing proper planning? Generally, the presentation will be there for 2.5 hours, and for that entire 2.5 hours, they sit through the presentation, understand what is planning, and how they need to do the planning, and what kind of benefits they get by doing proper planning. So it will be typically for 2.5 hours, the entire program. 2 hours will be the presentation, and half an hour will be the question and answer session. So once the presentation is done, follow-up is very, very important, because without follow-up, we will not be able to get them. So once the presentation is done, so generally we do programs out of Hyderabad. So I'm based out of Hyderabad. So once the program is done, so we stay back in the same hotel. We do the programs in hotels in that particular area, and we stay back in the same hotel for a couple of more days and invite them to come and meet me, and to talk to their issues, and how we can provide them the solutions, and how they can benefit coming to us. So I've done a lot of programs with doctors and have decent amount of success with these programs. So we typically stay back for 2 more days, have continuous meetings with them, and every program I do, I generally get around 4 to 5 clients from each program. So that's decent enough. So it helped me to increase my AUM as well, and add a good number of clients. So we need to show them the pain points. We need to show them the solutions, and most importantly, the presentation should contain a lot of stories, a lot of analogies in explaining the concepts. So we like to hear stories. We like analogies. So take each and every concept and attach an analogy to that and explain that particular concept. So it helps. So for example, if you have to talk about patience, and what we need to do to have proper patience, or making the right moves, I give the example of chess. So whatever situation or whatever position we are in now, so if you make the right financial moves, we will be able to reach the destination, and we can be more powerful. So in chess game, the least powerful person is the soldier. If the soldier makes the right financial moves, so he will be in a position to beat the minister, and to beat the minister and give checkmate to the king. Similarly, whatever stage we are in now, if we are able to make the right financial moves, we will be able to give checkmate to all of problems and achieve financial success. So these sort of small stories we need to add, small analogies we need to add. So the closing, especially the closing, should be very, very interesting, and it should encourage them to take action. It should encourage them to come and meet you. So it should be very, very interesting. So I would like to share a small story. In olden days, there used to be a kingdom. That kingdom had beautiful pink marble palace. So to the east of the kingdom, there was lush green gardens, and peacocks were dancing in the gardens, and deers were running around. And towards the west, there is a wild forest, jungle. So in wild jungle, there are wild animals, lions, tigers, and all sort of wild animals. So there was one rule in that kingdom, that anybody can be a king and rule the kingdom for 5 years and have all the luxuries a king can enjoy. So, but one issue with it is, after the rule of 5 years, that person, that king, will be dragged and thrown in the jungle. And history says nobody was alive, because in forest, wild animals are there, and they used to kill the king. So the current tenure of the king is over, and all the people gather near the kingdom, near the palace. So they were eagerly looking who is going to come forward and who is going to be the king and rule for the next 5 years. Nobody was coming forward, and suddenly one person pushes somebody, and all people hail that person and make that person king. So that person enjoys all the luxuries of the king, what the kingdom provides, and rules the country, rules the kingdom for 5 years. And 5 years is passed. And now it's time for him to get dragged and thrown in the forest. So all the people gather near the palace and looking forward to what is going to happen. Now, when soldiers come to this king and tries to catch him and drag him and put him in the forest, the king says, "Nobody dares touches me. I will go by myself. I will go myself." And this person was full of confidence, full of life, looking forward for something. And people who have gathered there were puzzled. Why is he behaving exactly the opposite way, where other kings used to cry and used to show all sort of tantrums and go to the forest reluctantly, and they used to get dragged and thrown in the forest. But this king is behaving completely differently. He's full of life, full of confidence, and there is a reason for him to behave that way. So when he is made the king, what he does in the first year is he sends his soldiers to that forest and gets all the wild animals killed in the first year. In the second year, he sends woodcutters and gets the forest cleared, gets the forest of all the trees. In the third year, he sends farmers and helps them to cultivate farming and do the farming there. And in the fourth year, he sends traders, business people to go and set the kingdom there, to set the business there. And in the final year, he sends all the important people and his friends, his relatives, and he creates a beautiful kingdom in the 5 years he gets. So whatever time period he got, the 5 years, he was able to create a beautiful kingdom which he could rule for the rest of his life. So similarly, we need to show the prospects who come to attend the program a vision, a 5-year vision, that we can be that person who's that person to be a king and help you in create your financial kingdom, which you can rule for the rest of your life and help you achieve all your goals and needs. So it is very, very important that you take care of your next 5 years and the rest of your life is taken care. So by creating some interesting analogies, stories, by creating some interesting content, the presentation, we will be able to deliver a proper presentation, and it will be very, very interesting for them to come and meet us, and we'll be able to add more people and more clients to our existing clients and prosper. Please remember, please take care of your next 5 years and the rest of your life is taken care. This holds true for us as well. And thank you very much for giving me this time and all the best. Thank you so much.